Good evening, everyone. It's me, Calvin from Round and Search, and today we will look into what are the stocks. No, we are not looking into the stocks, but we will look into some of the stocks, but we will prepare for how to trade in the upcoming week. So first thing first, before the market close on Thursday, which we see there are some of the stocks that are going down a lot. That may basically a lot of stocks are going down. You can see 525 losers, over 315 gainers in the market. So you'll be surprised. Okay, maybe some of you will be looking into like maybe Hata, Top Glove, when are they going to have a rebound and stuff like that. So after the previous price up, so right now the price has been going down lower. So is a retrace or is a reversal of price. So I'm going to share with you guys here today. And of course, one of the hot topic on Thursday, which DNEX with sudden drop of price from 75.5 cents down to 50.5 cents. So that's about like 20 cents of 25 cents of price down. So right after the triangle breakout here. So can we foresee that this is coming? Can we avoid this kind of price fall in the future? The answer is yes, and I'm going to share with you guys later on. So what we will look into it first today, let's take a look into some of the glove stocks here, where Harter, Top Glove, I think a lot of people likes to look into it. One of the reasons is not because how much they love about it, is because how much they have lose in these stocks. Because in 2020 time, a lot of people has been getting trapped into these stocks, buying at the high point and then waiting for it to rebound the support. So it never failed to break the previous low support again and again and again and again. So right now the price is at 92.5 cents. So of course there will be a lot of you out there who want to know this retrace, would it pause here? Would they continue to mark it up higher? Would they move back up to about like 7 or 9 ringgit from here? Well, to 9 ringgit or maybe 7 ringgit, I'm not so sure about that, okay? Because from our analysis, we can only look for short term and maybe for mid term to identify and see whether big boys are coming back in to support the price or not. So if let's say they are coming in to support the price, that in long term wise, there will be a chance for them to move back up higher. But how far up higher, we have to monitor over the time. But that's the future, which we can't see into it. The past, we can't change. But we look into the current, the present. What can it be? How do we look into this and understand that? Good evening, Chart, okay, from Facebook side. So first thing here, if you look into Top Glove, price down with high volume, very bearish. Seems like, wow, this is scary. A lot of you might be having a thinking like whether you should continue get out first or things like that or not. Actually, from this retrace over here, we have seen this coming. The reason why we've seen this coming is because we have posted into our in the trading view. So we posted this on 15th of November, so which is last week. So we say like beware of retrace for Top Glove at the high side. Why? Because we see that not this one also. We see in the 5-minute charts, it is showing sign that they will have a retrace that is coming, because high volume comes in, but the price is not marking up higher. So this is something that is unusual, because if they have the intention to move the price up higher with such a high volume coming in, why is the price not moving up higher? So these are some of the way that the big boys are creating high volume to get your attention, create a kind of fear of missing out in you, to give you the kind of thinkings that the price might move it up higher. Okay, so but at the end of the day, you can see the price have a retrace later. So this is how precise that we can find the big boys, what is the next move that they are doing. Like I say, Future, we can't see much about it, but what they are preparing for the future, only you can see this is only in the stock market, because stock market, we know the big boys, they are moving the price. So that's why we can follow this by understanding how they works in it. So that's how our analysis works. So if you look into the 5-minute charts of Top Glove, what I'm sharing over here is just to share my point of view in this analysis, the price and the volume itself. So what we can see from here, the price going down, high volume. But why right after that the price is not going down? And even there's also a high volume comes in at this point, which is higher than the previous one. Why the price is not going down? So you have to question this. So is this really that bearish? So from what we see here is just a support that is coming in. So we know that that will be a pause in price. Pause in price doesn't mean that they will have an immediate rebound, but they will have a pause in price. Maybe it doesn't go down that fast, it will go down gradually, and then before they want to mark the price up higher again. All right, so that's what Top Glove is showing. So how about Hata? Hata is actually going down far more than Top Glove. So right now we can see on the last trading day, high volume comes in with the price down. I believe a lot of technical analysts, once you see this, you'll be afraid because you find that, wow, it's very bearish. But when you look into the 5-minute charts, same old thing happening. Of course, there are some sellers are coming in at the higher point with high volume, but the price continue goes down lower. But the highest point of the day is created in the morning when the price is down, and also when the price is at the bottom here at this range. So it is also signaling a pause in price over here. So we can monitor in the next week and to see any of the price and volume that shows that big boys are going to mark the price up higher, and that's how we catch the rebound. All right, so that is what we see from here. And how about this DNEX over here? The price actually goes down like this. Can we avoid this? Yes, we can. So how do we avoid this? Is first thing, you need to understand how the big boys works. Big boys very often, they always do a accumulation and then price markup. Okay, so once they mark the price up until a certain point, that's where they start to see retail investors come in. So when retail investors are coming in, then that's where they start to have the distribution. They sell their shares. So why the big boys want to mark the price up higher? Don't tell me like retail investors are marking this up higher, because every one of us will have a different valuation of take profit or price up. So none of us are able to enter into same thing at the same time and have that kind of same mindset to actually mark the price up higher. Okay, only if there is a group of people, they have the same mindset and being controlled, being managed, then they can do that. So you can see the price are marking up higher, and then once they see they have published the news talking about anything about that, or maybe the earnings are good, stuff like that, and then that's where the retail investors start to queue at the lower point, and they start to distribute, sell until a certain point. No retailers are coming in, mark the price up higher, create that kind of confidence and attracted retail investor coming in again, then they sell it down again, repeat the same thing again and again, up until a point that not many retail investors are in the market. So what they do next is to break the resistance, the upper triangle here. So once it break with the high volume, you can see the price are not marking up higher. Why? Because they are attracting retail investors. They sell again. So basically you can see majority of the shares that they have accumulated at the bottom here are being distributed at this point. So they have, let's say, for example, they distributed 80% of their shares. So they have already made the profit. So the next thing is to distribute the remaining shares, which is here. So let's say 20% of them. So you can see push up, and then you can see that usually when we see they have not much of a retrace over here, is telling us that they have no intention to mark the price up higher. They have lesser shares in hand right now. So which means that the big boys have sold majority of their shares, and they would not mark the price up higher. Imagine, will you spend 1 million ringgit just to mark the price up higher to distribute 100,000 of shares? You won't do that. Why? Because it is over cost. So what they do is they throw the price down lower. So how do we know that? Is when you see there's no retrace at all. When you see no retrace, it means that they have lesser shares in hand. So we know that the price are going to peak right now. So why is that happening? Why no retrace? There's no means that they have lesser shares in hand. It's because if let's say they distribute majority of the shares at while they are marking up the price, let's say 1 million of shares, 80% of it, which is 800,000, 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, and 5 times. Okay, let's make it here another time, 5 times, 6 times. So 6 times of here, 6 times 800,000 divide by 6 times. Each time they need to distribute 133,000 of shares. Okay, so if it's only 200,000 of shares, which is 20% of 1 million, so the total shares that they are having is equivalent to 1 time they distribute. So right now they don't have to rush to throw it down like this. They have created that kind of confidence in them, in the market, to the retail investor. They can just mark the price up higher every day, push the price up higher one day, and then throw it down the same day. So that's why you will see a lot of upper shadow showing up at the upper side. So this is the reason. This is actually telling us that this stocks is basically game over. But of course, you will not notice that because the technical analysis, the traditional technical analysis, only show you this way of analysis. Look at the ascending triangle and then wait for it to hit the take profit point, and then wait for it, or maybe wait for it to hit the cut loss point. Okay, so it's all about waiting. When the price are going to have a reverse here, you do not know what to do. You don't take profit. Why? Because it doesn't hit your profit target yet. So you'll be wondering, should you continue to hold or should you want to wait? But because you are in the profit, it makes you so confident so that you would never think of the price going south. So you'll be very positive at this point up until the point where the price hit your cut loss point. That's where you start to think, okay, I'll stay disciplined. Cut loss and price move up higher again. Then next round, when you see this kind of chart pattern again, you will not be disciplined into your cut loss point. So when you are not disciplined in with your cut loss, then you will start to see the price are going down lower and lower again. Okay, then you have suffer longer losses. So the thing here is that I'm not trying to say that you will suffer losses and things like that. The things here is that the technique, the analysis that we are using right now in the market is not able to tell us, can we exit here, take the profit first? Do you know the price is going to have a price down or retrace later on? If you do not know that, basically that analysis is only for analysis, is not for trading. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it's only the purpose of that techniques is for analysis only. Okay, so it's analysis tells you like, okay, right now the price might continue to move up higher because it break this. Okay, so what we need to know when we are doing trading is we need to know what is going to happen next. Okay, so from there we know, by knowing the big boys, how would they do that? Will they continue to mark the price up higher, or they are attracting buyers at the high side so that we can stay out of it? Are they distributing the remaining shares in their hands so that we know that the price is going to peak and is no longer going to mark the price up higher? So when the price is going down lower, you don't average down, average down, average down, and average down. And then with a sudden drop like this, you feel fear, right? So that is the thing here that we all need to know. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you guys, like how to avoid this. You can avoid DNEX into this kind of stocks. You can avoid getting into losing stocks. So first thing is to learn, let's say for example in judo, or maybe you learn taekwondo or judo. Yeah, the first thing you learn is not how to fight. The first thing to learn is how to fall, how you can fall in a safe way that you don't hurt yourself. Right, so same thing applies into the stock market. If you are losing confidence or no motivation to enter back into the market, It's not because of you, it's because you need to find something that you can actually know what is going to happen. Like for example, what we see here is that they are going to have a rebound, they are going to have pause of price, the price is going to at the peak, they are not going to mark the price up higher. These are the things that we need to know and we need to find out from it. Okay, so next week wise, I think we can pretty much loosen up a bit. Okay, last week there's some stocks are marking up higher, but some stocks are having a rebound. So those are marking up higher, you can focus into that first. Then later on, only you come back to look into this kind of stock that they are showing sign that is at pause. Then you see whether they have the intention to mark up higher with that kind of price and volume are showing the sign that they want to mark up higher. Then you can look into it. Okay, so these are the things that you can focus on in the next few weeks. All right, so I think what we see from here is that all these stocks are churning stocks, too high volume like this, so better be careful. So usually this kind of stock, if let's say they one shot, they throw it down lower, then it will be very dangerous. Okay, so be careful of these stocks. All right, so next week I think you can look a bit on some of these bigger cap stocks. Okay, they are showing that because after election, then you will see more flows coming in. So first choice will be those bigger cap stocks. But small cap doesn't mean that cannot. But if let's say you are looking into those rebound trades, then go for short term first. Okay, don't go for a long term or mid term. Then it's a bit what do you call that? Risky. The reason is because the overall market, the whole world, there are some places are still going on election, so that's why we need to see how the world is still unstable right now. Okay, so we need to let it stable first, then only we look back into the market. But of course, there are some stocks that are doing moving house, which is accumulation, that are ready to mark the price up higher. Just that that one we can share it over here. So if let's say you want to learn more about that, you can actually you want to find out more on how to find a more precise price peak and also precise price bottom, then you might want to look into our trading course. So we will have our next intake, December intake on December intake is on the first week. Okay, 8 months training. So we train you from short term day trade to mid term, and of course how to see all these price peak more precise than using the indicators. All right, so that's my sharing over here. Hope every one of you know what to do next week. So basically, let me summarize. Those that is going into a pause of price, wait for it and see next week whether they show any sign of rebound. And those that are showing some sign of a continuation, you have to look into it, see whether they have a sign that it shows at the price peak or not. So not all that you can look at it, okay, but have to be a bit more careful about it. Okay, let me see this. Since this one is moving up with high volume, let's see, high volume up, but then after that the price are paused with the second high volume here. So I don't think it's much of the price up. Okay, so yeah, that's here. And of course, if you liked our session here, what we share to you is useful in the market, then give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our Facebook page, and of course share this out to all your friends and trading buddies. All right, I'll see you guys again next week, same time at 8:30. All right, thank you, bye bye. Round and Search, true traders react to the market.